Hello and welcome back to AEC Today Reports. As you can see, today we are in the kitchen because we're going to make two delicious meals that you can incorporate into your summer meal selection for your family. So get ready to take some notes and some screenshots of the recipe so you can follow along with how you can make these simple recipes for you and your family. We'll be right back with that after the break.
Hey Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry, I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Do clouds take naps?
I couldn't tell you.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
It makes it organic.
It's true. All right, we're starting here.
Yes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to AEC Today Reports. As you can tell, I'm in the kitchen, and that's an exciting thing because that means we're about to make some wonderful recipes. And of course, I'm not doing this by myself. We have back with us, and I want to bring her on right now. We have Miss Juanita Alexander Jones. How are you?
I am well and excited today for us to make some wonderful dishes.
Me too. And you know, now that the temperature is changing, it's getting a little warmer. I don't know about you out there, but I like to prepare more cool things that don't require me to necessarily turn on the stove or the oven. So we have two recipes today that don't require any of that. A wonderful lunch meal. So Miss Juanita, can you tell us the first thing that we're going to prepare today?
Yes. The first item we're preparing today is called a chickpea salad. It's a sandwich salad, and it is absolutely foolproof. You can't mess this recipe up. It's delicious. Your children will love it. It takes little or no time to make.
Awesome. I'm excited. I have my ingredients prepped, and of course, we'll share with you the recipe so that you can get it as well. But Ms. Juanita, go ahead and tell us some of the ingredients that we need to have.
The ingredients we'll be using today for our recipe includes chickpeas, or garbanzo beans as they're called. It's really good if you can find them unsalted. We'll be processing them. We're going to show you several ways to process them depending on how much you're making and how fast you want to make it. We're using a spice called spike, and you can get it in an unsalted version. It has wonderful flavor, and I particularly like it for this dish. We're using mayonnaise. I'm going to use a plant-based mayonnaise. It's Hellmann's, and they have a vegan mayonnaise, but you may use any mayonnaise you like. We're going to use some cayenne pepper. I use Paws relish. It's a lovely flavor. It doesn't have the vinegar. And for those of you who are sensitive to the vinegar, this one has its little citric kick from lemon juice. And it's a lovely product. It's Paws, P-A''S. And I'll tell you where you can get it. There are several locations. There are stores called the Adventist Book Center stores or the wellness stores. And they're located in Blue Mountain, Pennsylvania, and also in Potomac, Maryland. You can find that product there. Or there are other brands that are on the market also. Just look at the rest of the ingredients and make sure that it has lemon juice versus the apple cider vinegar. We're going to use some garlic. Fresh garlic is better, minced. We're using bell pepper, red, green, and yellow bell pepper chopped finely. I'm using some celery today. Celery, there's certain vegetables that give a nice crunch. Celery is one of them. Jicama, Jicama, is another product. Doesn't have a lot of flavor, but it has wonderful texture that you may use optionally. And also chayote, Chayote, or chocho, as a lot of people will call it from the islands. Both of them have wonderful texture when you use them raw. The last ingredient, of course, is some minced onions. So we're going to get started with our preparations.
Okay, I'm excited.
Okay.
I have my stuff here. Just adjust the camera so you can see. Okay, where do we start?
So Natasha, you started the preparation for your chickpeas. We want to get our chickpeas mashed, but not till they're totally smooth. If you like to have some texture, so you can use a food processor. I use this little mini. It's a Sunbeam product. It's a mini food processor, and it will chop perfectly. You don't have, again, you don't have to over process it. A blender will not work. A blender is too fast. You can't control the chop, but a small food processor works.
Okay.
Latasha is going to show you how to process with a masher, a potato masher.
Yes, I said, hey, this works.
And that's going to give you, and if you don't have either of those, then we're going to show you how to just use a fork. You can just press down with a fork. One press will do it. And that gives you a perfect texture also.
Okay, so you said it's good for it to be a little lumpy, right? To get some texture.
Yes, you wanted to have some texture. That helps with eating, so that you'll have something to chew, something to help the saliva develop so that you can process the food.
Okay.
Okay. Now we're going to make a switch at this point so that you can look down into the bowl and see what we're doing.
Okay. Go ahead. We'll wait for you to adjust your camera so we can see what you're doing. Making sure my mashing is still where it needs to be. Okay, that's a nice angle. I realize I need some garlic.
Okay.
Let's look at your spread there.
Okay, so as I said, it's very, very difficult to go wrong with this recipe. You're going to put into the garbanzo beans those things that are tasty to you. If I'm putting something in this recipe that you don't like, leave it out. If I'm not putting something in that you do like, put it in, okay? And make this recipe yours. So first, I'm going to add about a tablespoon and a half of onions. And this is a recipe, you just put everything in at one time. You don't need to do any special mixing. I'm going to also add about a tablespoon of celery. I like the colors, the confetti colors of the peppers. So I'm putting in about 3 tablespoons of the peppers.
Okay. Yeah, I have just the green, but I do like to have the rainbow peppers like you. It does make it look really pretty.
Yes, the garbanzo beans are kind of pale and they don't have much color. So you want to add something and it's going to give it some color. I also have some texture to my garlic. I don't have it ground fine, but if you like it so that you don't taste it directly, I like to get a little burst of garlic every now and then.
Me too.
I'm going to add a tablespoon of the relish. And then I'm going to pour some of the juice from the relish in.
Okay.
Now I happen to like a little bit of bite, so I'm going to add 1 good sprinkle, 2 sprinkles of cayenne pepper.
Yes, me too.
Yes. And again, the spike is a wonderful seasoning. I like to get it
about spike. I need to get that.
Yes, I like this unsalted. They have several different varieties. This particular one is the all-purpose one, and it's salt-free. They also have some. There's one called Veggie. It has more of a vegetable flavor and can be used for different recipes.
Okay.
So I'm eyeballing it. That's 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons.
Let me put a little bit more cayenne. So you don't mix until you have all your ingredients in.
Exactly. Yes.
Oops.
And that's okay.
Okay.
I personally don't care to over mix the product. Again, I like the texture,
Gotcha.
but it's this is a recipe where it really doesn't matter if you mix as you go. I like to save time. So I'm using 2 large tablespoons of the mayonnaise.
Okay.
And again, this will depend on how loose, how wet you like your product. I like mine a little moist.
Me
So
too.
yes, if you don't care for it to be that moist, then you can back off of it. Okay. Now I've spread everything around on the top, which helps again with the stirring. And just up from the bottom, and you'll start to incorporate your ingredients.
Yeah. Now that was, I mean, this is pretty much all that goes in here. And that was pretty quick what we did.
It's pretty quick and pretty good. And that's why I like it, is because it's awfully quick and it's awfully nice. Now today we're going to have it on the ciabatta rolls. Going to have a nice thick slice of fresh tomato and a slice of avocado and some spring mix. And let me tell you, my husband's standing in the wings waiting. He told me he would wait until I finished.
Great. So this is a great option for, you know, summer parties. I mean, of course, we're not having as many of those, but sometimes families coming over and you need an option for those who may not be meat eaters.
Yes.
Or, you know, something.
It doesn't. If I can say, trust me, make enough for the meat eaters. Make enough, because it never fails. My family knows that I'm plant-based, and they'll joke and tease around, but when everything is said and done, they have their samples on the plate. I just want to see what it tastes like, you know. And depending on who it is, some of my more extended family will taste things and they'll say, you know what, this doesn't taste bad. And my comment is, why would I eat something that doesn't taste
bad? Just because it's plant-based doesn't mean it doesn't have flavor.
Yes, exactly. I don't know if you can pick up the colors, but the colors are absolutely beautiful. You see your specks of red and green right in this. And we're going to plate it up.
Okay. And this is one of those things that you can kind of taste and say, oh, I need a little bit more.
Absolutely. Adjust the flavor to suit yourself. And this would be the time to do that, to be able to make the adjustments.
This is really good.
Isn't it yum?
I mean, it's just as good as any veggie chicken salad or any other chicken salad I've had.
And this is how expensive was it? That's the big idea, is that it's $1 maybe for a can of beans. You can feed a family of 4 easily, and the nutrition is unbeatable. You have wonderful fiber, your vitamins, minerals. You have we're talking about doing those things that will help to keep the immune system strong.
Right.
And something that truly will help you to keep a strong immune system. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take my tomatoes are really delicious now, especially when you can get them from a side market.
Oh, yeah.
Like 2 nice slices of tomato.
That was great.
And we're going to add on our avocado.
Looks so beautiful.
And then to the other side, we're going to put a great big dollop. I don't know if you can hear my husband in the background, but I don't know if he smelled the food or if he just coincidentally started in.
I'm going to see what my family thinks after.
So again, here's your finished product. And
very nice.
I hope it looks as appetizing to you as it does to me.
It does. It looks delicious. I can't wait to turn to what I've done. I didn't quite put the bread together, But I want what I like to do is chill mine first. I don't know what it is, but I like to, when I eat my sandwich, I like
you like the coolness. And especially because when it's warm, you'll want something that has the temperature. Temperature plays a key role in how we enjoy foods also. Some foods are better enjoyed when they've been warmed or they're hot, and others when they're cool. So those things are very important.
Great. This is wonderful.
So this constitutes a full meal. You have your protein, vegetables with your roll. You have your carbohydrates. So this is, you can see it's a filling sandwich as well as being a sandwich that is going to taste good. You can always put some pickled chips on the side or potato chips. I also enjoy this on crackers. I have a special brand of salty. They're saltine crackers, but they're not our regular Ritz kind of saltine crackers. I get them from the Asian store, and they are just so delicious. There's a garlic flavor, and I will just heat this up on there and then use the sliced cherry tomatoes.
Okay.
And that's a nice eat also.
Flavor. Nice. Wonderful.
Yes.
Well, you guys, I'm going to put up the recipe again for those who might be interested in making it.
Okay.
Of course, as Ms. Juanita said, you can customize this however you like, particularly with the different seasonings and even the chopped vegetables that go inside. As long as you have that chickpea base, it provides a nice framework to layer your flavor. So hopefully this is something you can add to your recipe box.
Yes, and as I said, either jicama, I didn't have any jicama, either jicama or chayote or chocho, finely diced in this is also very nice. They have the texture of a crisp pear, but not the sweetness. It's a bland flavor, but it brings a lot of good texture. And of course, there are nutrients, vitamins, and minerals that come in those vegetables also. So experiment and have fun with making this recipe.
All right, we're going to give you one last look at it before we take a quick break. So there it is. Sliced avocado, some tomato, and
a spring mix of vegetables.
Spring mixed vegetables right there. Full meal right there, made in less than 10 minutes. So can't get better than that.
You cannot.
Okay, so we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to make something else, another option for you during this quarantine summer meal preparation time, a kale salad. So we'll be right back after this break. All right, everyone, we're back from our break. As you saw, we just finished making a chickpea sandwich bread, which smells scrumptious. My children and like, wow, that smells good. So that will be something we will be having as one of our meals. But we also have another easy a dish that can be made as an entree itself or as a complement to another dish. And so, Ms. Juanita, we're going to bring you back in to share what it is we're going to make next.
Yes. Next, we're going to make a beautiful green summer salad. It's very popular right now, and it has been for several years now. It's a kale salad. And I'm going to use your regular kale, but I would recommend also, if you can get the Lucinato kale. It's a dark green with almost purple overtones, more tender in texture than the regular kale. But either way, this kale salad eats well. It's a delicious salad. The first thing that you'll want to do with your salad, though, is you want to process it. You want to wash your kale very good, and you're just going to tear the kale. You just pull it off in bite-sized pieces. You can chop it with a knife if you want to, but you want to do that because that's the way it eats really well. You don't need a knife or anything to be able to eat it. The ingredients are, of course, kale. You'll want some very thinly sliced onions.
Mm-hmm.
You'll also want thinly sliced peppers. I have red peppers and yellow peppers. I did not use green peppers because the kale itself is green, and there's really no effect, nothing appetizing past that. The recipe is going to call for using Bragg's liquid aminos.
Mm-hmm. Very familiar with that one.
It's going to call for using spike, and also for using Italian dressing. I went ahead and made my own special dressing. And Latasha, I'll send you the recipe. It's not a secret, but I'll send you the recipe for this because I just wanted to build it the way I like it. And then finally, you're going to use Kalamata olives. These are delicious olives. If you don't have Kalamata olives, my recommendation is wait until you do.
Really? Are they that good? I'm not a big olive fan, but if you're making these sound delicious.
Yes, sometimes people will say, "Oh, well, I have black olives or I have green olives." The Kalamata olive brings another level of flavor, so you really do want to use them. And what you want to do is get the ones that are pitted, and I cut them in 4 pieces. I just cut them the long way in half. And then I cut them again in quarters. To me, it leaves a nice bite. It's not too much because, you know, olives can be salty, and these have been salted. So what you want to do is you don't want to use a lot of them, but you do want to have a nice bite. So for me, by the time you've got a couple bits of the kale and the rest of the product, this size onion is very good. Okay, this again is a great recipe. You're just going to put in this calls for 3 cups of kale. It may sound like a lot, but it's not. It's going to, once you put your dressing on it, it's going to wilt down a little bit. In fact, I'm using 4 cups because I know someone who's going to call me when they find out that kale salad has been made, and they're going to want some. So I'm making sure there's enough for them. The kale is in. You're going to add in your Kalamata olives. And this is basically a cup. There's a little bit of juice, and you want that juice to stay in there also. You want to feather out and get your slivered onions so that they're just one nice thin pieces. You don't want to bite down into a big chunk of onion. Same thing for your bell pepper. Just spread out. Red, orange, and yellow are the colors I'm using today.
And it's looking so beautiful.
The colors really it helps the appetite. Let me just get it centered so you can see it a little better. Here we are. Yeah. And nice. That was about 2 teaspoons of garlic. Again, the recipe calls for some olive oil. It calls for the Italian dressing. I've also added a couple more items into this so that it's fully rounded. I bumped up the garlic powders, the onion powder, so that the flavor of it is in with the salad. Now, this, ladies, you may want to use gloves. I know a lot of ladies, they don't want to get this oil up under their nails. But you'll want to massage the oils, the dressing into your salad. So you'll toss it first. And you're just going to make sure that you really are massaging this oil in so that it coats.
Wow. Okay.
There's another piece of kale. I just wanted to show you how I process the kale. I don't like playing in food normally, but this is one time you really do have to, you have to work with it a little bit.
Necessary. Yes. Looks good.
It is. If they had smell-o-vision, you would know how wonderful this smells. It is truly a lovely, lovely salad. My husband just came in and pointed. He said, "Is this the King's?" Meaning the sandwich. I put it on the table. He wants to know if
it belongs to him.
Yes, if that was his. If that was his.
He had to endure the aroma too long. It was time to understand, Dr. Jones.
Yeah. Okay. So that does it.
Wow, look how pretty it is.
Just for aesthetics, we're going to just sprinkle a couple more peppers on top. Just a little bit more of the onions on top. And again, chilled is the way this eats best. But you want to make sure that all of your kale is very well coated. Some people are very meticulous and they will just take every slice and kind of massage the dressing in. I don't go to those limits, but you do want to make sure it's mixed well enough that it's well coated, because the flavors will really, really be great. Okay, there it is.
Great.
How easy was that?
Wow. And I'm going to put up
of course, when we talk about nutrition, you're getting plenty of antioxidants. You're getting vitamin E, vitamin A, D. Also, you're getting your omega-3s and your oils. So you really are getting a powerhouse full of nutrients in this dish.
And it looks so great.
It is, and it's delicious.
I'm going to put up the recipe for people to see one more time. And Miss Juanita, if you can just, for the close, if you can just bring your camera to your face, I'd like to see you before we go.
Yes.
Okay. All right, everyone. So we saw the recipe. We saw the delicious results of all that wonderful kale salad. Rich of nutrients, rich in color, rich in taste, all of the ingredients that we want for a great summer meal. So thank you, Miss Juanita. That was awesome.
My pleasure.
Earlier, the chickpea spread. Now, those two can even go together. I mean, of course, we saw that it could be a meal in and of itself. These can be separate meals, but these can also be paired together in smaller portions. So this is awesome. So we hope you'll try both your recipes.
You can take a bowl and put some salad on the bowl and then scoop the garbanzo bean or the chickpea spread salad over the top.
That's a great idea. I love the way that sounds.
It's very well that way also.
Okay, and what we made, about how many servings of that chickpea spread can that serve?
That'll serve about 6 servings, depending on how much you put. But for the amount that I use, let me just grab it real quick.
Okay.
I used that. That was a hefty sandwich. It was probably a good cup of a cup of the chickpea spread, and I still have enough left to make another 4 sandwiches.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it goes a long way.
It's a good size sandwich.
Very good, very good. All right, everyone. So we hope that these are two recipes you're going to add to your summer cuisine, and we look forward to hearing if you try the recipes. Let us know. Email us, send us pictures. Let us know if you tried them. We'd love to see.
And share your version with us.
Yes, your version. What did you add? Yeah, I love that. I love that. That's great. And thank you so much, Miss Juanita. We appreciate you always sharing how to make easy. Your recipes always seem to be so easy, and I like how you give us permission to customize them. That's what I love.
Absolutely.
So thank you so much.
Yes, happy eating.
Thank you. And we'll be right back after this break.
The Bible tells us in 2 Chronicles chapter 7, verse 14, "If my people, which are called by my name, shall humble themselves and pray, and seek my face, and turn from their wicked ways, then will I hear from heaven, and will forgive their sin, and will heal their land." If there were ever a time that we needed to come together in prayer, it is now. Therefore, our president, Elder Henry Fordham, is calling on you to join us as we band together in prayer. Pray corporately with us every day at 12 p.m., and in addition, 3 times a day. We believe that God will honor the faithfulness of His people as we band together in prayer. Please, pray with us and watch God move.
All right, everyone, you saw how easy it was to make those 2 recipes, and you have the ingredients. And the good thing about both of them, as we said, you can customize them and make them your own. There's no excuse not to eat healthy and to also enjoy your meals at the same time. So we hope that you will make sure those 2 recipes end up in your kitchen very soon. And as we said before, if you do make the recipes, let us know. Let us know how you made it in your own special way. Email me at lhewitt@aecsda.com. And we ask that you, as always, continue to join us on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 7 p.m. because the more you watch, the more you know. See you next time.